and they couldn't show up for the Workaholics Anonymous. But I want to share with you a story on the importance of focus, on focusing what you want as an outcome. And you know what, I think this is kind of a really neat setting because we're in an educational environment. And it's where people really learn to focus on what they want as an outcome. A teacher, her name is this is a true story. Miss Thompson walks into the class, she looks at her class and she goes, you know what? I'm going to love every student in here exactly the same. But she knew it wasn't true because there's a little boy in there, his name was Billy Stoddard. And Billy was disruptive, he had poor personal hygiene, he was picking on people in the schoolyard all the time, and she was dreading Billy being in her class. So sure enough, as the year started out, it was exactly the way she had anticipated. He was causing trouble and he was picking fights with other kids, he was doing really bad in school. So she started to get a little bit of pleasure out of putting F's on his marks. So about a month goes by or so, and she's supposed to read the reports from the previous years. So she gets to all the reports, and she actually leaves his go till the end. And she's reading through it, and it goes, Billy is an absolutely wonderful child. Everybody loves him. He's a pleasure to have in the class. Grade primary. She thought that was odd. She reads the next year, and it says, oh, Billy's not doing very good this year. He's really starting to fall behind in class, and he's struggling quite a bit, and we suspect it has something to do with his mother's illness. Another year goes by and she reads it and goes, Billy's not doing very good at all this year. His grades have really slipped. He's picking fights in the schoolyard. He's hard to get along with in class. We suspect that has something to do with the death of his mother. It goes one more year and it says, oh, Billy's not doing very good at all this year. You know, poor personal hygiene, he's always picking fights. He's not doing good in school. He's not paying attention. We suspect that has something to do with his father having such a hard time managing at home without his wife. So she looks at it and she starts to cry. And she says, you know what? I'm not going to think about math or science or any of those things again. I'm going to think about the outcome, where I want this child to go. I'm going to think about the things that are right about this child. So a couple days go by. It's just approaching Christmas. And they come in with their little Christmas presents, and Billy's got a poorly wrapped present in a little brown paper bag. And all the kids start making fun of him, and she goes, shh. She opens all the gifts, and she opens his at the end. And when she opens it up, it's a little rhinestone bracelet with a couple rhinestones missing, and 3/4 of a bottle of cologne. He looks at her, he said, Miss Thompson, that was my mother's favorite bracelet, and that was her favorite scent. So every time Billy had a test or something, she would wear the bracelet, and she would wear a little squirt of the cologne. Now, this was before the scent-free policy we have in the schools now, because you wouldn't be allowed to do that. And as the year went on, things got better and things got better. At the end of the year, Billy wrote a little note to the teacher, and he said, Dear Miss Thompson, I just want to let you know, this is the best year I ever had in school. You're the best teacher I ever had. I love you very much. Now see the impact it has when you focus on what you want as an outcome, as opposed to focusing on all the things that wasn't right about Billy. So a couple more years go by and Billy's in high school and she receives another note and it says, Dear Miss Thompson, I just want to let you know I'm in high school. I'm struggling. It's hard. My father's not feeling very well. But I want to let you know that you're the best teacher I ever had and I love you very much. She is changing his life by focusing on something different. A couple more years go by, she receives another note. And it said, Dear Miss Thompson, I just want to let you know my father has passed away. I'm just finishing up university, and I want to let you know the impact you've had on my life. I love you very much. Signed, William Stoddard, MD. Now see the impact because of what she focused on that moment in his life. But it didn't end there. She gets another note, and it says, Dear Miss Thompson, I've met the person of my dreams, and I would like for you to come to our wedding. She arrives at the church, and they bring her to the front of the church, and they put her in the pew, put aside for the mother of the groom, and she sits there with the rhinestone bracelet and the scent of his mother. That's the impact we can have on people when we focus on what we like about people and what we want as an outcome. Now, it could have been completely different if she had continued to focus on what was wrong with. And that's, that's what we have to do with all of our children. It's what we have to do in all of our relationships, the people we work with, and everything. So.